welcome back to Ava'S Flava. I'm Ava, and on today's episode, I'm going to show you guys how to make a delicious cheesecake. Everybody loves cheesecake, right? I know I surely do. Cheesecake is my all-time fave. I'll take it any way you want to give it to me. I love it, and my belly loves it. And this is just a simple cheesecake, and you can put any kind of filling in it that you want, or any kind of topping. So make no mistake when you make this cheesecake. Okay. Alright, let me show you what you're going to need. Okay, so first I'm going to show you what you're going to need for the homemade crust, which is a must. You are going to need about 14 graham crackers that I crushed, 1/4 cup granulated sugar, and 5 tablespoons melted butter. Okay, and for the delicious filling, you're going to need 4 8-ounce blocks of softened cream cheese, 1 cup sour cream, 1.5 cups granulated sugar, 4 large eggs. Alright, and the last things you're going to need is the juice of about half a lime and about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees, which I already have happening behind me, and we're going to start working on our crust. And in my bowl here, I have 14 graham crackers that I just threw in the food processor and crunched them up until they were nice and fine. And I'm going to dump in my 1/4 cup of sugar and just give this a nice little mix until all the sugar is nice and blended. And look, this here, here's a Notorious TIP. You could use Oreos if you wanted, or any kind of cookie, whatever you like. Okay, and then you're just going to dump in your, what's that called? Oh, butter. Butter, and then you're just going to mix this around until it's nice and the consistency of like sand. And then we're going to dump it into our springform pan, and I'll show you guys when I get blended here. Okay, so it's nice and sandy-like. See, does it remind you of being at the beach? It looks beautiful. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and dump this in the springform pan. This is a 9x3 springform pan, and a little Notorious TIP is to look at like thrift stores or like yard sales even to find a springform pan if you don't have one. I think I found this one at some thrift store because I love thrifting. So that way I think it costs like maybe $2 or something. Okay, so there you go. Alright, and all I'm doing is just I'm using the bottom of a measuring thing here and just kind of flatten it out. And I'm just going to do this until it's flattened out and just bring it up on the sides a little bit. Okay guys, here's my crust. Isn't it beautiful? So I'm just going to plop this in my 350 degree oven for about 8 or so minutes. It'll start to smell nice and toasty in here. It'll smell like graham crackers. And so that's when you're going to know it's ready. I'll show you when we get there what it's going to be looking like. Alright, so then now we're going to start making the filling. So I'm going to take my cream cheese and dump it in my mixer here. And then put that sucker down in there. And then we're going to dump in our sugar. I know this is a lot of sugar, but it's worth it. It really is delicious. Okay, so you're just going to blend this until the cream cheese and the sugar are nice and creamed together. Oh shoot. Sorry. Alright, so that's looking pretty creamy to me. What do you think? I think it looks delicious. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is take half of my lemon. I'm just going to use the juice of half, and if you wanted to, you could use the zest also, but you know, I'm not. Okay, so I'm gonna And if you get really small lemons, then you can use the whole thing, all right? And then I'm actually just going to go ahead and dump in just a splash of vanilla extract. I probably won't even use a teaspoon, probably like a half a teaspoon, all right? And then, oh, let's dump in our sour cream too. Sour cream and cream cheese for cheesecake is delicious and a must, I think. All right, let's give this a spin until all of this is mixed up, and we're gonna mix in our eggs, and we'll be moving right along here. Okay, so with my mixer still running here, I'm just gonna dump in one egg at a time, and until they're all nice and blended together, and of course scrape down the sides as needed. And whoops, I jumped ahead. And just don't over mix it. Okay, so just mix until that's nice and blended, and we're gonna, I'll show you how to do the, well shoot, I'll show you. Okay guys, so my crust baked for about 8 minutes, and here it is. It's looking nice and beautiful, and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make a water bath. So I went ahead and wrapped my springform pan, wrapped tinfoil around the edges, so that prevents any water from getting in. So in a large roasting pan, which I got here, oh, crank the oven down to 325 also, okay? So really carefully, actually, I'm gonna do my filling first. That would make sense, wouldn't it? So we're gonna start dumping in our filling. And at this point, here's another notorious TIP. You can add some melted chocolate in here, make it like a chocolatey cheesecake. You could add, like around the holidays, add some pumpkin butter into it, or some chocolate chips. Do whatever you want. It's your cheesecake. Okay, don't hold back. You know what I mean? Okay, so this is getting kind of slippery. I'm afraid probably flicking cream cheese at the camera. All right, that's good enough. Let me set this to the side. All right, and then I'm just gonna smooth this out a little bit. I probably should have done this before I put that in there, but that is okay. And it's gonna come up over the crust. Okay, that's what it's supposed to do. Look at that jiggly. Okay, so now I'm going to carefully pour. I have boiling water behind me, and if you feel it would be safer to put the roasting pan in the oven and then pour the water, you could do that. But I'm living on the edge, and no. Uh-oh, Chevo's looking a little nervous back there. All right, hold on. Just trust me, I've done this before. I know what I'm doing. Okay, so, oh shoot, I just got some water in there, and that was dumb. See what I mean? But that's okay. It's just a little. So you're just gonna pour it in till it just comes about halfway up on the sides there. I think that's looking good. And this is gonna give it a nice even cooking. Oh shoot, I spilled. Me and hot water don't go good together. Oh yeah, I just spilled a little tiny bit. No big deal. And some on the counter too. Whoops. Okay, so I'm going to carefully put this in my 325 degree oven for an hour and a half, okay? But you can check it after about an hour and 20 minutes, and I'll show you what it's supposed to be like, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and plop this in the oven, and I'll see you guys in an hour and a half. Okay, guys, so the cheesecake was in the oven for exactly an hour and 20 minutes, and you just want it to be a little jiggly on the top. So like when you grab your belly, shake it a little, that's what it should be like. And then you're gonna set it on the counter and let it cool for a couple hours, and then, oh, of course, carefully take it out of the water bath. And after it cools for a couple hours, slap it in the refrigerator and just let it chill. So it's really like an all-day thing, but I promise it is so super duper worth it, and let me show you. All right, so you're just gonna, oh, take a knife and kind of a butter knife and just kind of run around the edges, so that way it doesn't stick. And look, there it is, and no crack at all. The only crack in this kitchen is, well, honey. Okay, look, isn't it beautiful? So I'm gonna cut a beautiful slice, and I know, because it's summertime, a lot of you don't want to heat up your kitchen. Like I was saying, you might not be showing as much love to the oven, but I'm telling you, this is worth it. You're gonna love it. And it's kind of, if you have a cup of water to dip your knife in, because see, look, I'm making a mess after each little slice, so you'll have clean slices, but that's all right. I'm just being impatient, and I'm diving in. Let me get my little, oh shoot, oh, here it is, my little server thing, so I can get this out of here. Look at this beautiful piece. Make sure I got it all wedged out of there. Look at it, isn't it beautiful? Who needs a Cheesecake Factory when you can have this wonderful recipe? And you can do any kind of toppings you want. Like you could do, drizzle some chocolate and marshmallows and then put it under the broiler for a second to make like a s'mores cheesecake. But I just got a half a jar. I whipped, I dumped a half a jar of boysenberry preserves in a saucepan, and then I poured in about a tablespoon of bourbon because I had some bourbon left over from when I made the bourbon balls, so I thought, why not? And I'm going to drizzle a little bit more, and I'm going to take a bite of this. I'm telling you guys, you're going to stinking love it. It is so delicious, and like I said, you can do any kind of topping you want. Right, here we go. That really is tasty. Let me get another bite of this. That really is super duper yummy. So here's another one to add to your recipe book, because everyone should have a cheesecake recipe. So hurry up and slap it in there, and don't forget and make it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my Ava'S Flava Facebook page and like it. And don't make a mistake and not make this cheesecake. Okay, bye. See you next time.